What's going on, my good people? This your boy, Life Up the Entertainer, here to bring you some action between Virginia Union University and Hampton University. This is going to be an interesting band battle. I saw this on my radar because this was recent, and I wanted to give it a fair shake and grade for it so people know who won, so we can clear up all the misconceptions and everything. But I would say this before this is my opinion, so I wanted to just let you know that if you feel some type of way, don't get in your feelings about it because this is just my opinion. You can voice your opinion down low, but don't bash your boy. Okay, I have a grading scale for this, and we're going to get into that in just a second. But if you're new here, please consider liking and subscribing here on YouTube. Really means a lot to me. Alright, so one of my biggest things is that I really would want y'all to be a part of this family because I'm grading majority of the bands out here. And from the swag to the seat to you name it, I'm grading it, okay? And I'm going to have a tier list system. I'm almost done with the swag, so I will be posting that swag tier list pretty soon. So be looking out for the swag tier list so y'all know who was the top band and what other bands could work on as far as their strengths and weaknesses, okay? So, but again, be a part of this family because we grade nothing but HBCU bands and show style bands if they're university or college. Alright, so with that being said, please look to the cards next to me so you know we'll be grading, okay? We're going to be grading song selection, power, articulation, arrangement, and overall cleanness. In power, I'll be adding extra bonus 1 to 5, arrangement 5, and cleanness extra 5, okay? So they have a chance to really make a lot of points here just to be ahead as far as, you know, knowing who was stronger, okay? So some bands excel at certain things, and I'm going to give it to you raw and uncut, and I'm going to tell you who really won this battle, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, let's get into the action, okay? So I got this footage from Hampton University, and so this is going to be what we're going to be utilizing because they usually got good footage, and it looked like it was pretty fair. So that's what we're going to go with, okay? So we starting off with Nick. it's a little different, you know what I'm saying? Start the battle off with Nick, okay. They sound good though. They really sound good. Like, they really sound good.
When your kid is hurting and there's nothing you can do about it.
Alright, this is how I feel. Let me give that a grade, okay? So, song selection, I'm going to give song selection a 7. Simply because, I mean, I'm not expecting that to start off with just an initial thing. Usually that's kind of like a spirit song, and almost every band plays that. And this is a stand battle. I'm expecting your book to be there. Now, granted, I know they got a floor battle. I think they probably putting all the big pieces on the floor, but I'm like this. Your book should be there. That's just me, though. That's me personally. But the power, I'm gonna give power 12. Articulation, I'm gonna give articulation 10. Arrangement is pretty fire. It was pretty fire. So I'm gonna give that an 11. Cleanness, I'm gonna give cleanness a 14. Very clean band. Like they sounded very clean. Like I couldn't really point out anything wrong with it. But let me get that a grade. They got a 54. Yeah, they got a 54. So yeah, that it wasn't bad. I just felt like it was kind of missing that initial edge. You know what I'm saying? So, moving on. Oh, they done brought it back. Oh, they being petty. Ooh. Smiley came in early. I'm pretty glad I gave that grade early. They better be glad I gave them that grade early. I would have just gave them extra. I would have hurt them some more, but I ain't gonna do them like that.
So let's say you have to read an incredibly long email from your boss that you have to finish before the big meeting.
Alright, so before it gets too chaotic, let me get that a grade. Based off what I was getting. Song selections 10. Power, I'm gonna give them a 13. Articulation, I'm gonna give them a 9. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 10. It was solid, you know. I felt like it was like the pen game was top tier, but you know, it's just solid. Cleanness, I'm just gonna give that a 9. I just feel like it was some points like the trombones was kind of like they wasn't together. They was not attacking together. If that makes sense. And so like I can hear better when they in a gym, but simply because like the ear, like the sound is being trapped, so I can hear just a tad bit better, and it just seems like the trombones was not syncing up like they were supposed to. I think a couple other instruments too, but Mostly from what I can spot out was the trombones. But let me get that a grade. And if you want clarification, please listen to with it with your headphones, okay, ladies and gentlemen. You can't just base everything off of what you're hearing off of your speaker, well, just your phone audio. Because phone audios, you just get nothing but, what's the word I'm looking for? It's mono, okay? So phone audio is mono. This is stereo. So that's what brings out that clarity. So that's what I'm hearing, okay? I probably might not have spotted it if I didn't have headphones on. So for those who don't know. Alright, moving on. Look like they got a 51 on that as well. Wasn't a perfect, but they got a 51 on that. So it look like Virginia Union is actually beating them. They were just sounding a tad bit cleaner than them. So I'm going with Virginia Union on that first round. They playing game through the fire. Woo! You heard them chords? Alright, so they kind of missed it at the end, but let me give that a grade. Alright. Virginia Union. They got sound selection, I'm going to give them a 10. Power, I'm going to give them a 13. Articulation, I'm going to give them a 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 13 on that. Cleanness, I'm going to give cleanness a 9. Something with the trumpets. It's just like I get that those are certain notes, but it's like you got to still play in pocket. And so like when at the end they hung over. I don't like people. Something like you can get away with it sometimes, but it depends on the arrangement and it's how you do it. It's like your attack has to be on point when you hit that. When you hit that super, you know what I'm saying? It just you know, but almost a perfect. It wasn't bad. I just think it was just kind of missing that initial edge as far as just getting it going. Also, I think what kind of threw them off also with the powers that Hampton was playing while they was playing as well. So shout out to them for the duration of it, but you get what I'm saying. So they got a 55 for that. Moving on to Hampton. That was nice. That was nice. No complaints at all on that. That was real nice. You know, one thing I would say about that, you know, it was a fire arrangement. They played together. Not everybody did too much. They played in pocket. That's what I mean right there. You know, so song selections 10. Power, I'm gonna give them a 13. Articulation, I'm gonna give them a 10. Arrangement, I'm gonna give them a 12. Cleanness, I'm gonna give them a 13 on that. So they got a perfect. That was the first perfect of the night so far of what I'm grading. They got a 58. This is going to be a very interesting neck and neck battle, because like it's the scores are fluctuating already. So this is going to be very interesting. Moving on.
If you don't know how to make chords, this is it. Congratulations. The chords are already made for you.
Basically, this.
Okay. They get that was short-lived, but let me give them some credit on that. It was a nice little fanfare, but dog, that was nice. Dog, that was nice. Wow, that was crucial. All right, look, I could tell the pen game was there. Virginia Union's pen game, that's something serious. They something serious. I'm not gonna lie to you on that. Alright, song selections 10. Power, I'm gonna give them a 13. Articulation, I'm gonna give them a 10. Arrangement, I'm gonna give them a 14 on that. Cleanness, I'm gonna give cleanness a 12. So they got a nice little perfect on that. Not bad. Not bad at all. They got a 59. Very strong. Very strong. Moving on. I think the band battle was happening, so Hampton's going to respond. Okay. Okay, Hampton. Woo! Let's go. Woo! Okay. They activated that pen on this one though. Hampton going dumb on this one. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Woo! That was crucial. Give that shit a Ric Flair moment. Woo! Oh, that shit was nice. That was nice. That was a fire arrangement. Song selections 10. Power, I'm going to give them a 14 on that. Articulations 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give arrangement a 14. Cleanness, I'm going to give cleanness 13. Yeah, that was strong right there. That was super strong. I got a 61 on that one. As the tale of the tape right now, Hampton is ahead. I don't know about how much right now, but right now Hampton is ahead in this battle from what I'm gathering. Okay? Moving on. Woo! Cut up trombones. Woo! Yes, indeed. Okay. Yeah. Hey, they pen game is crucial, dog. Oh shit. Oh snap. Oh snap. They all tapped into that boy. Cut up what wins? Cut up what wins? Woo, that's a way to end it. Dear God. Oh man, that was a nice little perfect right there, man. They don't went Super Saiyan in this thing, fam. Nice little Super Saiyan. Oh man, that was a nice way to end it. Alright, so song selection is 10. Power, I'm gonna give power a 14. Articulation is a 10. Arrangement is a 15. Cleanness, I give cleanness, I don't give cleanness a 14. I'm gonna give that a grade. They got a 63 on that one. Very strong. Alright, so Hampton did not respond. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold on to this grade right here currently. Okay, And if they have an extra, we're going to add it into that round, okay? Because they have another one when it was on the floor. So it's two battles. There's a stand battle and there's a floor battle, okay? So we're going to get the floor battle next. We're using the same grading scale. We have not changed anything. So if y'all made it this far in the video, please consider subscribing and liking. Really helps your boy out tremendously, okay? Really appreciate that in the long run, okay? So still, as we speak, Hampton is still ahead, but that was a strong showing for Virginia Union. If they decide to do this, if Hampton does an extra one, like I said, we're gonna tie that into that battle for that response. But if not, we're gonna keep that blank. Okay, so they kind of got an extra. They kind of extra on Hampton right now, but you know, I'm not going to count it against Hampton now unless they make up the difference, if that makes sense. Okay? So, again, Hampton is still ahead. So, I'm going to put an asterisk here so I know where that's at. So, we're moving on to the floor battle. Okay? This is a little bit up close and personal in your face. And this is clocking at 28 minutes and 32 seconds. So, this is going to be interesting showing. Again, ladies and gentlemen, please do not get in y'all feelings about these grades. It's nothing but love here. Again, we are using the same scale that we were grading early in the video. Okay, we're not changing anything. All right, so let's get back into the action. Okay. You have the floor. We're going to reset their perfects as well if they get a perfect. Wow. Wow. That's all I gotta say. Yes, indeed. That sounded so clean. They got a nice perfect starting off this battle on the floor. Woo! Yes, indeed. That was crucial. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Alright, so song selection is 10. Power, I'm going to give them a 13. Articulation, I'm going to give them a 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give arrangement a 15. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 14. Like that's, yeah. Yeah. That's all I got to say on that one, man. They was smacking them things, bruh. They on tapped in. They on tapped in. They got a 62. They sound real good. Like the last time I seen Virginia Union, that was the D-Dub Showdown when they had Albany, they had Talladega there, and they had Fort Valley there. So it was a 4-way death match. So even though they don't got a loss to their name, it was a death battle. But I still saw them. I saw them once. So again, be a part of this family if you're new, man. Moving on.
What's up, Hampton?
And they were clean back then, you know. Let me get that a grade. Yes, indeed. That was perfect in my eyes. That was nice. That was nice. Because I'll say this, it should be cleaner, but it was still good. It was good. Alright, so sound selection is a 10. Power, I'm going to give them a 12. Articulation, I'm going to give them a 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give them a 13. Cleanness, I'm going to clean this. I'm going to give that a 12. I just feel like it was kind of lacking just a tad bit. You know, I just feel like it could be just a tad bit cleaner. That's just me, though. They got a 57. It wasn't, like, horrible or nothing. I just feel like it was just missing just an initial edge. That's it. Yeah, like I said, these numbers are all over the place, so I don't even know who's going to be winning. Right now, Virginia Union is winning in the floor right now, but that can change over time. And, you know, we're not even combining the stand battles as well, so we putting both of these together, okay? So, moving on.
What makes Serato sample so special is I can just take the drums out, remove the
Get them dynamics then. Woo! Yeah! Yeah! Oh man, they don't win Super Saiyan in this thing. Give that shit a Ric Flair moment. Woo! Did you hear that pin game in that? Did you hear that pin game? Oh my goodness. Yes indeed. Sound selection is 10, power is 15. Oh no. I lied. Power, I'm gonna give power a 13. Articulation is 10. Arrangements 15. I kind of got those two confused for a second because I'm too hype. I'm too hype off that shit. That shit was too dope. Cleanness, I'm gonna get cleanness a 13. Woo, man, man, woo. That's one of them. They got a 61 on that one. They got a 61. Moving on. Woo. Mr. Perfect on that, man. They don't want Super Saiyan in this thing. Oh man. Oh man, that is nice. Alright, so what I'm gonna give them? Song selections 10. Power, I'm gonna give power a 13. Articulations 10. Arrangement, I'm gonna give them a 13 on that. Cleanness, I'm gonna give cleanness a 13. It was just pretty even throughout majority of the thing, you know. No true complaints on that end. It was decent, you know. I really enjoyed that piece from them. Strength wise, I think Virginia Union is just a tad bit stronger than them. On that in that round, they was up by 2 points in that round. Virginia Union is stronger, in my opinion. But that was still a good piece for Hampton. Moving on. Yeah. Oh man, man. Woo! They went Super Saiyan Blue God in this thing, man. Give that shit a Ric Flair moment. Woo! That was nice. That was nice. No complaints at all, man. No complaints at all. Song selections 10, power is 13, articulations 10, arrangement is a 15. Cleanness, I'm gonna give them a 14 on that. Like that man, man. They ain't playing no games at all. They got a 62. They got a 62. Ooh-wee. That just, oh man, that just they doing it. I don't know, you know, whatever they did before they got on that flow, but dog, they don't ache their weeders, dog. They crucial. I mean, I don't care what nobody say. When you go against a clean band, that's a hard thing to compete with if the other band ain't clean. It's like I got clarity out of them. You give that a grade. Song selection is a 10. Power, I want to give them 13. No, I lied. I don't give them a 12. I just feel like it was kind of lacking a little bit on there. Articulations 10. Arrangement, I'm gonna give arrangement. A 13. Cleanness, I'm gonna give cleanness an 11. I just feel like it was just missing something, but they still got a perfect. They went Super Saiyan Blue Guide as well. What I would say to add on to what I was saying initially is that they sound good. One thing I think that can help them with the clarity is I just think that percussion is just a little bit too loud. You know, I think if percussion can tone it down some, I think they'll be okay. Those dots, especially the bass drums, can resonate really, really loud up in there, and it's a lot of space. You know, and so it's a lot of things going on, so you're kind of missing clarity on that as well. But it kind of drowns some of the band because they're playing loud, you know, even if they barely tap it. So I would say maybe they have to lower the thing down just a tad bit, you know. And I think possibly that could help them out over time, you know, as far as going about that, you know. But besides that, though, I mean, I pretty much enjoyed the piece. They still need to work on some phrases, but I mean, it was just a tad bit better, but it wasn't as clean, you know. So so let me give that a grade. It was good. I just needed to critique that on my end, you know. So yeah, I know, you know, I think that's what is just missing. It's just missing that initial edge. So they got a 56 on that one. Alright, moving on. instinct in this thing. Yes, indeed. They sound good. They sound good. Hey, look. They sound good, man. It sound like that's what they put on paper. That's what it sound like. Song selection is 10. Power, I want to give Power Since it was a little short, I'm gonna give them a 14. They seemed like they was projecting a whole lot on that. Articulation's 10. Arrangement, I'm gonna give arrangement a 13. Cleanness, I'm gonna give cleanness a 13. They got a 60 on that one. Alright, moving on.
Being an artist rocks, but selling your work sucks. But that's where Bluehost comes in to help. You can easily host, design, and
Okay, what wins? Okay, what wins? Okay, Hampton. Woo! Oh, that shit was nice. That ultra instinct is crucial on them, man. Oh my goodness, they sound good on that one. I think that was their strongest song that they pulled off tonight. That was their strongest song right there. On the floor. On the floor. That was their strongest song. Song selections 10. Power, I'm going to give power a 13. Articulations 10. Arrangement is a 15. Cleanness, I'm going to give cleanness a 14. It was just some spots needed to be just sprucing up just a tad bit as far as getting it completely there. But I just think, wow, you know, that's crucial. Yes, indeed. Let me give that a grade. They got a 62 on that one. That's the first round that they actually beat Virginia Union on my grading books, on the floor at least. On the floor, I think that was the strongest Hampton gave us. Okay? Let's see if they can continue to keep that strength pool. We'll see. Moving on. legendary in this thing, man. Oh, they done went legendary, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man. Yes, indeed. Listen, yo, my goodness, look. Not that many people can say they can make it to the legendary club. Virginia Union did it, okay? A lot of bands don't make it to the legendary club. They did it. So congratulations. If they can continue to stay on this path, they will get an emoji by their name based off of consistency. You know, so that's what we want. We want consistency. You know, so wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay? That's all I gotta say. Woo! That's nice. That's real nice. Oh, man. Moving on. Moving on. On that note, hold on 1 second. 1 second. Before we get to the action.
It's time for you to get your reading superpowered. So stop straining your eyes and start listening instead.
Okay. Woo. Okay. Okay. Okay, Hampton. Yes, indeed. Oh, man, that was nice. Oh, my goodness, that was nice. Wow. Wow, that sounded really good. That sounded really good. Alright, so song selections 10. Power, I'm going to give power a 13. Articulations 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give arrangement a 15. Cleanness, I'm going to give cleanness a 13. Alright, so I did not get a chance to give Virginia Union a grade. I was just, just giving them admiration for their hard work. They did that. So let me give them their grade, and then we'll give Hampton's grade. So they got a 10. In song selection power, I gave them a 13. Articulation was a 10. Arrangement, I gave them a 14. Cleanness, I gave them a 13. So they got a 60. Okay. Now when we look at Hampton's, okay. They got a 61. Okay. I choose Hampton over Virginia Union on this one as well. So they won 2 rounds back to back. Okay, this one was very slight though. All right, but they all made it to the legendary club. Like how I said earlier, you know, and congratulations again. You know, any songs played after this with a perfect, they would get an emoji by their name. So it just helps, you know, give them some admiration on my end and say, hey, y'all did good. You know, not every band gets an emoji by their name, so that showcase their hard work and dedication as far as their book is concerned. Okay, so yes, indeed, they sound good. They sound really, really good. Like, no true complaints. So, moving on. So, like, we finna kick it up some. Okay. Uh-oh. Woo! 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 Woo!
I'm going to show you guys an amazing tool that is going to change music forever.
So the plugin is called Chord Genie.
Oh man, they don't win beast mode in this thing, man. Tell the other band to get right. You flex on them boys. Flex on them. I see y'all. Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty. Okay. Was not expecting that. Was not expecting that. That was up right there. That's what's up. Oh my goodness. Flex on them. Flex on them. That's what's up. Alright. So, song selections 10. Power. I'm going to get power of 14. Articulations 10. Arrangement. I'm going to give arrangement of 14. Cleanness. I'm going to get cleanness of 13. That's just wow. You know? They came with it. They came with it. They was not playing. They got a 61 on that one. Alright. It looks like to me that Hampton is about to close us out. Yeah, Hampton's about to close us out. They still gonna have a little shenanigans. Look like they probably might even pop an extra one at the end too, so we might be able to tie that into the other pass, the other leftover. So we'll see. That run. Alright, let's get at a grade. Alright, so they all went beast mode back on them boys. Yeah. Flex on them. Flex on them. I see y'all. I see y'all. Flex on them. Yes, indeed. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, so song selection is 10. Power, I'm going to give power 14. Articulations 10. Arrangement, I'm going to give arrangement 13. Cleanness, I'm going to give cleanness a 13. Alright. They got a 60. Virginia Union was just slightly stronger than them in that one. Just slightly stronger. I would prefer Virginia Union over that one in that round. Okay? Let's see what they're going to close us out with. Oh, I bring it back. Like that's the end of the battle, and that's what it looks like.
You've
Shout out
got
to
this,
Curtis
and
Akeem.
we've got you. That's what you can expect from the number
Donna
one largest
Watson.
nursing school in the country.
They're gonna close us out with an extra piece for us. Okay. Alrighty, let's give them some love on that, man. Let's give them some love on that, man. Oh man, they don't got an ego status, fam. They don't got an ego. You know what I'm saying? They should brag. They should brag on that, man, because it sounded clean. I couldn't spot anything wrong with it. So we're gonna give that a grade, okay? So we didn't know where we stand, but they did. They sounded really good. Really, really good. So song selection is 10. Power, I'm gonna give power a 13. Articulations 10. Arrangement, I'm gonna give arrangement a 13. Cleanness, I'm gonna give cleanness a 13. They got a 59 on that. 59. Not bad, not bad, not bad. In the extra round, Virginia Union was stronger than them in the extra round. That was from the standings battle, okay? So this is the extra from the floor battle, okay? So with that being said, you know, I think that was... you know, a real interesting battle. I think that was a strong battle from both bands. Congratulations, both bands, for getting an emoji by their name. Like I said, I think that's something significant to brag about, for me at least. You know, y'all got my stamp of approval, okay? So that's something to put to y'all, okay? So Hampton sounded really good. Virginia Union sounded real good, but we want to know who won this battle, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So, this was, they were fighting like cats and dogs. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? They really was fighting like cats and dogs. But it seems like to me, I'm going to give you each category, who won each category, and then we're going to get into the overall grading scale. So, when we look at the standings, okay, stand battles, I give the edge to Hampton, okay? Hampton was stronger than Virginia Union, okay? Now, in the extra category, when they play the extra song, I give the edge to Virginia Union, okay? Just the extra battle, okay? When it comes down to the floor battle, I give the edge to Virginia Union, okay? So, Virginia Union seems like they got just an initial edge over them, but I don't know, okay? We're going to see, because those grades fluctuate depending on how strong those songs were against each other, okay? So, with that being said, I did enough rambling. Let's see how they did. Let's see their grades, okay? So again, please do not get in your feelings about these grades. This is my honest opinion about how I felt that each band did, okay? Alright? So you can comment below if you feel like I did them wrong or whatnot, but I think that this is fair shake and I'm not showing any favoritism, okay? So let's get it on. So Virginia Union, we're going to start with their grade first, and then we're going to go to Hampton's, alright? They got 597. Alright. Virginia Union was just very clean. Let's go to Hampton's. Let's see what Hampton did. Alright. Hampton got 584. William and Wheat, ladies and gentlemen, Virginia Union won this battle. Okay? So, let me explain why I gave the edge to Virginia Union, and, you know, just to, you know, highlight, you know, their show. Okay, I chose Virginia Union over Hampton because they was cleaner than Hampton. Okay, Hampton, they had their moments, but I feel like it was some stuff when certain parts of the band were overpowering, especially when it comes down to percussion. And it was some phrases that they needed to work on, because it was some parts they was articulating. The problem is that some parts were not put together. Some people were sneaking in. Some people were not attacking together. And so when it comes down to that, that's why I give the initial edge to Virginia Union, because they really sounded synced up. They did not sound as if they was all over the place when it comes down to certain things. Their pen game also carried them over Hampton. Even though Hampton showcased their pen game close to the end of the battle, I felt as if Virginia Union was smacking as soon as they hit the floor with it. I felt like Virginia Union's book was even stronger than Hampton's. Okay, so that's just me saying, you know, Virginia Union has this over Hampton. Now, not knocking Hampton. Hampton really did put up a fight. Hampton got my respect. They got emojis by their name. They even went ego. That's actually a tier higher than Virginia Union, but that's because Hampton actually was able to play another song after the battle. So, you know, that just gives them the extra incentive on their name as far as their consistency is concerned. But one thing I would say about Hampton is that they did not mess up on the floor. Okay? They did not mess up on the floor, and they were stronger than Virginia Union in the stands. Okay? And so I will prefer Hampton in the stands over Virginia Union in the stands. Okay? But it just on that floor was just a little bit different. Just a little bit different. So that's my verdict, ladies and gentlemen. Please, again, do not get in your feelings and you know, about this battle. If y'all made it this far to the end of the video, please consider liking and subscribing, be a part of this family. I will be bringing more content to you. If you just now subscribing, please participate in the voters poll that I post every week. Like this is going to be an interesting battle that we'll be grading tomorrow on my end. So with that being said, man, y'all be safe out there, and like I tell y'all always, deuces.